Hey everybody, Bella here. I'm going to make a video about Bonnaroo and my 2019 pack list. This year I feel more organized than ever before. I even have a spreadsheet. I mean, just look at this. Everything down to the category. I'm going to post a link to this in the comment section below so you guys can access this as well. One of the things that I realized is that Bonnaroo really only comes down to a couple of things, and that is comfort and a good attitude, and having the skills to get what you need if you leave something behind. So I'm going to go through the list, and I'm just going to take it category by category, and I have some of my camp gear in the back that I'm going to reference. Really and truly, the biggest things: must have cash and a debit card. Cash or a debit card will work, but I prefer to carry both. You need to fill up your gas tank before you get there so that you can access your car to get, to cool off, to use the phone to charge it or whatever. Sunscreen is a no-brainer, but a lot of people forget it every year, so I have to mention that. I bring several containers of sunscreen. I stop for ice about maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes before I get there. The only reason I don't stop for ice when I get there is because you're going to have to get into a line, and you don't want to have to be driving around and backtracking, so you want to be able to just pull up and find the line. Medicines, if you have ibuprofen or any kind of pain relief or sleep aid, be sure to bring that. I put in my must-have category an Easy Up canopy. That's that long blue thing that you see right there. That is actually a big canopy that you can put your tent underneath, so if it rains, you're covered, and if the sun is definitely going to beat down on you, but it's not as brutal if you have your Easy Up. A place to sleep, so depending on how you want to do it, you could do a hammock, you could do a pop-up thing like a little bed, you can do an inflatable mattress, you can do a tent. It's a lot of different ways to sleep, but you definitely want to have a comfortable place. Bug spray, definitely a non-negotiable, especially being in the grass. You have ants and stuff and creepy crawlies and mosquitoes, and it just doesn't feel good to be all itchy, and that's why I also have anti-itch cream on the must-have list. Last thing on the must-have list, pretty important, your ticket. You would not believe how many people get to the line and they have forgotten their ticket. So it happens every year, so just be sure to double check that the morning that you leave. Okay, going on over to food. I'm bringing instant coffee, silverware, plates, cups, bottled water, Pop-Tarts, granola bars, instant potatoes, a cooler, booze, Lunchables, and Gatorade. I don't bring a lot of food because I love the food in the Bonnaroo, and there's food at all of the pods. Last year they had Nashville hot chicken. I ate that shit like every day. That stuff is delicious. First you have to eat it, and then you have to go lay down in the grass to recover from eating it. And then the next day you forget about how bad it was, and you go back and you do it again. So, food, not that big of an issue. Spicy pie, gotta get that. Gotta get those donuts in. There's so much food. You will not, if you have money, you'll be good on food. The only reason I bring a couple of things is I don't like to have to leave the campsite if I don't want to have to eat. Really in the hot sun, you're just not as hungry as you usually are, but you will have the munchies when you've walked all day for probably, 15,000 steps. Camp supplies. This list is relatively long. I'm bringing a tent, sheets, and a pillow. I'm bringing a puffer jacket because it will get cold at some point. It'll get a little chilly. A headlamp so that you can see to go to the bathroom at night. Garbage bags, don't be that guy. Make sure that you pick up all your trash. A waterproof bag. I bring my waterproof bag to the Bonnaroo, so if you're at like a really good concert and it starts pouring down rain, you got your phone and your money and everything's covered in this waterproof box or bag. Baby wipes, I cannot stress this enough. They are good for everything, so lots of baby wipes. Body Glide, if you don't know about Body Glide, it's sold on Amazon. It's to rub between your legs for chafing, and it is like a miracle product. Lighters, I said lighters plural. If you just bring one lighter, you're going to be out of luck when you lose it, because that's what always happens to me. So I've got several lighters, and I've also gotten to where in my old age I've learned enough to get the stick lighters because it's much easier to not burn your hand. A toothbrush, toothpaste, chairs. I am bringing a chair, an inflatable couch that folds out into a mattress, which I'll show you in a second, deodorant, tent stakes, a mallet or a hammer, something to get your easy up and your tent in the ground, and some zip ties. So what I do with the zip ties is I will, I have sheets and I'll cut a hole in the sheet and then I zip tie the sheet to the easy up, and then I make a little wall around my easy up. So then you have a room essentially. Okay, so clothing. This is optional. Everybody dresses different at Bonnaroo. I'm more for comfort. I know a lot of people look really cute, but I'm just not one of them. I'm just like, I'm gonna put this hat on, I'm gonna be comfortable, I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna kind of do my own thing. But that's the beauty of Bonnaroo. You don't have to like, you don't have to be anything you're not. So I feel like, you know, a hat is really essential, sunglasses, camp shoes. Have some shoes that you can walk around like your camp and go to the bathroom in. Day shoes. Some people prefer to wear tennis shoes. A lot of people wear Chacos or Tevas, so it just depends on personal preference. I've worn tennis shoes a couple of times, and tennis shoes are all well and good until it starts raining, and then it just kind of gets nasty. Shorts, shirts. I put comfy outfits for those of you who are like me and you just want to kind of go with the flow and be comfortable. A swimsuit so you can swim during the day. Sometimes I'll bring a change of clothes to the Bonnaroo, especially if I'm going to stay for a while. I'll come to the Bonnaroo maybe in like a swimsuit and shorts, and then I'll have a nighttime outfit to change into. It also prevents you from having to make a long walk back to your campsite. So socks and underwear, obviously those are a given, and whatever clothes you feel like you need. A lot of people pack too much clothes for Bonnaroo. Honestly, you're not even going to know what you look like at the end of it, because there's not really very many mirrors, and when you do find a mirror, you're like, oh my gosh, I do not need to look at myself right now. Okay, so in the category of miscellaneous, I like to bring my journal because every day I like to write about what I did that day, and it's just kind of fun to look back on. Also, it's funny to see how your mood changes and the things that bother you on day one versus the things that bother you on the last day. A book to read. I don't like to stray too much from my morning routine. In the mornings, I always get up and I have a cup of coffee and I read a little bit. So I'm going to continue to do that. So it's good to bring a book that is mentally stimulating. A lot of people feel like Bonnaroo is kind of one of those places where you get outside of your normal routine and your normal self, and you can sort of make some discoveries as far as, you know, your purpose and what you're here for. So it's kind of like going to church, only with a bunch of dirty hippies. So I like to bring books about finding something meaningful, or basically something that you would really enjoy to read. Don't bring anything that's super stressful to read. A camp flag for miscellaneous items. A lot of people put big floats on top of their car now and strap them down. I saw somebody with a giant flamingo last year. I thought that was a pretty good idea because they could find their car out of the sea of cars. The last category is really just luxury items. So you can see all of my little categories here if you want to just take a quick screenshot. You may not be able to see them that well. Luxury items, a sleeping pad. Basically, this is a thing for you to put between you and the ground. You could also use an air mattress. I'm not big on air mattresses because they get all squishy and yeah, they get kind of annoying. Again, with luxury items, a stove. I consider a stove a luxury item because you do not have to have a stove. You can get a camp stove for about 20 bucks, and then the gas for the camp stove is probably 5 bucks. So just whatever you feel like you need. A hydration pack. I did buy one of those this year. I've had a Camelback in the past, and I didn't have one last year, and I kind of wished I did. Again, I like the hydration pack because it doubles as a backpack, and that's also one of the only things that we're allowed to take in the Bonnaroo now. So, all right, not salty about that. Moleskin. If you don't know about moleskin, it's basically just a little pad, and you can cut it to fit. So if you get blisters on your feet, you can stick it to your blister, and then you got your skin. Or some people use a thing called second skin, and that's also really good. A battery-powered fan could be really nice. A card table. I'm bringing my ironing board for a table instead of a table because my ironing board is really skinny and it'll fit in like a small space, and I can kind of line things up. I like to be organized. I'm one of those people who likes everything in a certain place, so that will help me with that. Pool floats. A lot of people bring floats to lay down on. I've actually had decent luck sleeping in a pool float. You gotta have a little bit of alcohol in you, but you can get to sleep in a pool float. an air pump for said pool floats, rugs for a camp floor. I've got some of those. You can see that right here. Boop, boop, boop. Tarps, if you want to get tarps, that way if it does have a torrential downpour, you'll be under your Easy Up, and then you can quickly tarp everything. And then another thing while I'm thinking about it, if you have valuable things, please lock them in the car during the day. If you have a Yeti cooler, don't leave it sitting out at your campsite. A lot of people say that they've never had anything stolen, but last year my neighbors had people coming through their camp trying to look through their things, and someone just happened to see and pointed out and got the guy to leave. So just be careful with that. A shower caddy, soap, shampoo, conditioner. There will be a place to take a shower. Now it is money. I don't know how much it's going to be this year. I think last year it was about $7, but it's definitely money well spent. I usually take at least 1 or 2 showers while I'm there. There's speakers. If you want to bring like a mini speaker or something like that, that can be fun for your campsite. And then towels. I will tell you, towels are the one thing that I kind of forgot last year, and I was like, why did I not bring that? And that's the thing that you always forget. So be sure to bring a towel. Don't forget to pack your towel. Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna run through some of my stuff real quick and show you guys what I've got this year. Here's my hat. Actually, this is my favorite Bonnaroo hat, but this year I got this nifty little grandma hat. I'm gonna wear it on the days that it gets really, really sunny. Easy Up canopy. It ain't so easy to get up, but that's what they call it. This is my lantern. What I do is hang this sucker up in the top of the Easy Up at night, and then you've got your little, basically a little porch light that you can use. And it's got several settings. Batteries, guys. If you forget batteries, you will have to pay out the wazoo for them. So be sure to bring batteries. Alright, I got this from Five Below. Check that out. That's going to be my floor in my campsite. This is something that I have never used before, but I got this off Amazon for about $35. It's a futon couch that folds into basically a bed. So we're gonna see how it goes this year. I've got my cooler, of course. Here is some of my camp supplies. Just go through here. I got a couple of packs of baby wipes. These Equate ones will be fine. Here is the camp stove I use. All you gotta do, here's your stove. You twist that on, and then you light the light, and then you can cook whatever you need. Just make sure you have something to cook it in, because if you forget that, then this is really not gonna do you any good if all you have is a paper plate and a hot burning flame. All right, so I'm bringing a couple of cups. I don't want to bring too many. I had these from playing beer pong. I think these are honestly from last Bonnaroo, so gross. There. Here's the waterproof thing I got. I got this from Walmart today for like $6, so you really don't have to spend a lot of money. Basically, you can stick your phone and debit card in it, and that will have you all set. All the sunscreen, pretty easy there. I've got this little pad thing. Basically, you just want to keep as many layers between you and the ground as possible. So maybe I have the rug down, and then I can fold this in a couple, and then I have a nice little place to sit down at my campsite. I also have this for a little cover up, this nifty little shirt here. You want your shoulders to be covered if possible. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Here's my camp stove. This is what I cook with. So basically, if you want to boil water, all you got to do is sit this on top of that stove, and then you can have your morning coffee, put your coffee in there, your oatmeal in here, whatever you want to do. All right. Let's see what else I got in here. Got my hammock. I didn't ever use my hammock before, so at Bonnaroo I've used it a lot at home, but this is a Euphoria hammock. They're about all the same. To hammer, let's see. My trusty bag with all of my tickets in it this is crucial. This is a tablecloth. I'm actually just using this for floor. Tablecloths and sheets are your friend at Bonnaroo. And then all this junk in here is sunscreens and bug sprays. I've got a lot of sunscreen on sale. I also have permethrin to spray my campsite with. So this will keep the bugs off of things pretty well. Packs of batteries. This is that Body Glide that I was talking about that you can order off Amazon. I've got liquid sunscreen and spray sunscreen. Last year they would not let me take my spray sunscreen into the center room because it was an aerosol can. So I think it's good to bring both if possible. Now you can see that I have all this stuff in tubs. What I'll do is I'll get those tubs, and I want to make sure that my campsite is really organized, because when you want to look for something, you don't want to have to be looking for it forever. And that red backpack over there, that is my tent and my sleeping bag and my sleeping pad. So that's pretty much it. I mean, it's really, it is a lot of stuff, but it's not that much stuff. All that I have in here is a couple of food items, just really and truly just junk food. You know, I've got the staples of Bonnaroo, Pop-Tarts, that way, and bag of chips. After you have the food that they have at Bonnaroo, you are not going to want your crappy camp food. You're going to want to eat in the center room. So anyways, that is it. That's how to have a good Bonnaroo. Hopefully this video was useful. I didn't do any edits, so if there are parts that are not relevant to you, feel free to skip over. I'm going to be getting there on Wednesday, probably by 3 o'clock, I hope. This is the first day that I've been able to go early and go on a Wednesday, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Hopefully I get a good campsite. I've heard that it varies, so. But yeah, have a good Bonnaroo, guys. I'm Bella. I will definitely be there till Sunday, so if you see me, or if you see this hat, check this out. If you see this, you'll know it's me. So, happy Roo!